and the spirit of Ultimate Warrior will run forever!
Welcome everyone, Kyle here, and it is Sunday, and you know what that means. It's time for weekly purchases, that time of the week where we investigate what came through the door via DHL, Amazon, UPS, United States Postal Service, FedEx, and of course, that old KG outlaw, Waylon Jennings. It is the weekly purchases, and spoiler alert here, this could be the slowest weekly purchases of all time. I'd have to go back over the last 4 or 5 years, whatever it's been, as far as these videos. But this is one of the slowest weeks I can remember. We're starting to see a little bit of a slowdown out there. A few things trickling through, but I have to imagine the next couple of months, things are going to be very slow as a lot of manufacturers, retailers, companies, whatever you want to call them, laying in the weeds a little bit, holding stuff back, not shipping them over. So things that are on the boat will get through, things that are in the warehouse, but I have to think there's going to be a little bit of a slowdown. And we talked about that a little bit last week in weekly purchases. However, I was taking a little inventory of what I have to unbox. I got about 70, 80 probably, I think is final count of Mythic Legion, Cosmic Legions we still have to unbox on the channel. I got a lot of old school McFarlane stuff I haven't got around to yet. Got a few different Turtle things I haven't got to yet. A couple of the Wrecking things from the Mattel WWE line to unbox. Some old school wrestling figures back to the Jakks days as well. Some Jakks UFC I have not unboxed on the channel yet. Obviously, we got top 5s, top 10s to do on the channel, the weekly purchases, the toy news, the action figure hunts. There's still going to be a lot of content. I got some NECA stuff I have to get to. So obviously, we're fueled on by both of my YouTube channels. Make sure you subscribe to both of them. We're fueled by new stuff, but I got some stuff that we missed out on, some stuff I have to get to. I got Planet of the Apes staring me in the face. That big Battle Toad, I never got around to unboxing that. So we got some stuff to unbox, some stuff to still talk about. But I do think with some of the news this week, tariffs getting a little bit better, 145 down to 30. Still not perfect, but still a little bit better. Hopefully some things will start flowing through. So we'll see what ends up happening there in the future. A lot more details to come, a lot more to be worked out over the next 90 days or so. So we'll see what happens. We got a lot of unboxings, a lot of stuff going on the channel. Of course, 4 videos every single day in a weekly podcast. We're not messing around over here between the 2 channels. Hopefully you're subscribed. Hopefully you check all that stuff out. But of course, before we get to the weekly purchases, we got to do the recap of the week. This is the time where we recap everything. So much stuff moves very fast. Some people are in the comments like, oh, the beginning of weekly purchases, you just talk. Well, it's also for people that missed out, didn't watch all the videos every week, what was going on, give a little personal update of what was happening out there, and also, of course, some plugs and things like that. So it's the recap of the week. Come on, stay with me. You follow along. We've been doing the same thing for 4+ years at this point. But as usual, got to thank the sponsor of the video, jaystoysandgames.com. Use discount code Kyle. Save yourself 15% off all your purchases. Heck of a deal over there. And if you want to sponsor any of the videos on the channel, hit up TheKylePetersonShow at gmail.com, of course. And then Patreon, it is the month of May. New Patreon giveaway this month. 2 winners will be announced. It is a copy of the softcover edition of my new book, The Complete Guide to the ECW Original San Francisco Toy Makers. Available on Amazon, Barnes & Noble, or autographed copies with me. Get a bookmark, get a poster, not a poster, a sticker with mine. So we are going to give one of these away over on the Patreon this month. And the other giveaway is Cody and Dusty 2-pack. We're going to give one of these away as well over on the Patreon this month. Check it out. Patreon, so much stuff, it'll make your head spin. You guys know by now how that does go. And I am giving a copy away on my podcast as well. Last week, we gave away 2 copies. So hopefully you're checking out the podcast, The Kyle Peterson Show, every single Tuesday, wherever podcasts are found with video cast on YouTube. We're giving another one away this week. All you got to do is shoot a copy of your review. Take a picture, screenshot of the review you leave for the audio podcast platform of your choice. Email it to TheKylePetersonShow at gmail.com. We'll read the review on the podcast, and I will throw your name in the hat to give one of these away. Like I said, we gave away 2 copies last week. We'll give another one away than the next podcast. And of course, if you guys check out the podcast, hopefully you're checking it out every single Tuesday. But Patreon members, YouTube channel members, you do get it early. You can watch it right now. You can check it out if you want to early. That's part of the thing with the early videos and stuff. So check it out. This week, a crazy one, talking about the run-in with cannibals. Yes, I had a run-in with cannibals, kinda. But you'll want to see that, of course. You can find all about my wife, what she wears for undergarments. That's very exciting. Some new sample taste test and a brand new segment to the podcast this week. All that and more on the Kyle Peterson Show. You never know what's going to go down over there. And we're going to have a guest host, maybe 2 guest hosts in July, as my wife will be going on a trip without me. How dare she go on a mom and sister's trip and doesn't invite me? So we're going to have a co-host in July. So stay tuned for that as well. A lot going on, like I said, every single Tuesday. Check it out over wherever the audio podcasts are found. Give it a 5-star review. Help the channel out. Help the podcast out. You know how that works there. And then this week on the channel, we did finally, hey, we've all been screaming for it. People have been screaming forever. Did a top 5 countdown of real fur wrestling figures of all time. Of course, my list. You can put your list in the comments below, but we finally did do that video. Also did a figure hunting video, a shocker every single Friday, but we did a little vintage stuff, a little new store stuff, found a few things. Went to an antique mall, also went to a vintage clothing convention, so that was interesting as well. Check that video out. We did McFarlane DC this week. We did the DDP chase from the Monday Night Wars. Jakks Classic made a triumphant return. That video's been on Patreon for over 2 years. Finally released to everybody this time. Return of the Living Dead, Tony the Tiger, Danzig Dimes 2 for Mother's Day. Even in that video, I show some of my karaoke skills from back in the day, an old clip included in that. Check it out if you missed that. We also did 3 rounds of KWK wrestling unboxing and a lot of different Ninja Turtles unboxings this week from NECA and Super 7. Check it all out, of course, on the channel. And then this week, some big news broke this week that really hurt my heart and hurt a lot of wrestling fans' heart. It was the death of Sabu. Sabu, an all-timer. And a lot of people have been giving Sabu his flowers the last week or so. Man, definitely deserved. Sabu, one of those key individuals in the early to mid 90s where my interest in wrestling was at its lowest point ever. I was almost at that point of jumping out of wrestling fandom. And then I found out about this ECW thing, watched ECW. I was a hardcore tape trader from, let's say, the mid 90s to like 2003. I was trading tapes in Japan, all this kind of stuff. I got all the deathmatch stuff overseas, the Pancrase stuff, Pride stuff. All points in between as far as wrestling goes. And man, oh man, Sabu was such a big part of that time. Of course, his stuff in ECW, so far ahead of its time, just absolutely amazing. Sabu was just absolutely a wild man. And he was a wild man to the end with his end of the Joey Janela Spring Break show. Just wild thing. Changed the business forever. And you can't say that about a lot of people. And my biggest Sabu memory, of course, was my boy Terry Funk. Those two squaring off in Born to be Wired. Terry Funk losing to Sabu, losing the title to him that night. But I'll never forget being on like AOL message boards. It might have even been like Bob Ryder or one of those things, but they're giving play-by-play of that. That's how old school that was back then. And just at the edge of my seat, reading the results on a screen, no pictures, no anything. And then obviously finally getting a copy of that video. Just couldn't believe my eyes. Just a wild match. Of course, Terry Funk, an all-time favorite of mine. Him and Sabu squared off many a times over the years. So Sabu, rest in peace for sure. Just way too young, but man, Sabu lived a hard life. I think his 60 years on the planet are about 100 years of the normal people out there, if not beyond that. So shout out to Sabu. Definitely going to be missed. Definitely going to miss his style. There's a lot of people, you watch a lot of wrestlers, they're really using a lot of Sabu stuff. Maybe not as scarred up as Sabu, but a lot of stuff Sabu brought to the forefront, we still see in this day and age. So shout out to Sabu. So that is the housekeeping portion. Now it's time to bring my wife in. It's time for the question of the week. All right, time for question of the week. And of course, as usual, the mail girl is here. Angie, say hello.
Hello. Every time you start, it like startles me.
Startles you.
So
I'm loud.
I do a little internal shake.
You got to be loud. You got to be loud and proud. That's what I am right here. But Angie, question of the week this week. Once again, Angie joins us each week for the question of the week. And if you, yes, you want to be the question of the week, put your comment in the comments down below. Or what am I looking for?
Yeah.
Comment in the comments down below.
Put your question in the
comments.
Oh,
yeah, there you go. Put your question. I knew I'm off today. Question in the comments down below if you want to be the question of the week next week. But Angie, we got a busy day planned. We're going shopping. Oh, yeah, I'm going to hit some Walmarts, some Targets. I got a Best Buy, a Books A Million, which is a lie we've proved, and a GameStop in my general direction.
I need to start reading again. Remember when I was really in the thick of it?
Oh,
I was
you were
reading a book a day.
an avid reader. And what were you reading usually?
Just like love stories, I guess.
Oh, so and that's why you've been penning our love story. You've been writing it down on paper. But maybe we go to Books of 100,000 and we can see what we got there today. But I'm hoping to find some stuff, some McFarlane stuff, apparently hitting some GameStops, maybe some Best Buys. You never know what you find at Target and Walmart. And then we're going to this new mac and cheese place.
I did wake you up too early.
I did. I am out
stuttering.
of it. I'm stuttering and stammering. Actually, I'm half in the bag. I've been drinking this morning. I didn't want to tell you. That's that new smell I got going on. I've been drinking a little bit.
Oh my God, that was bad.
I don't know what that was, but
that was me throwing back a shot.
Throwing back a shot or two, just like the old time. And we're going back to the college town where I went to college and where we used to party back in the day. Oh, nothing like a late night Euro after the bars. Oh, just living the dream back then.
Not Angie getting kicked out of a bar one time.
Oh,
that's a story.
That's a story for another day. And me getting kicked out of a bar one time too. It's just nothing but trouble up there. Nothing but trouble in those college days.
Oh my God.
Oh, but Angie and I, we got a lot to get to. But first, we got to get the question of the week done, and then we can go on our merry way into the rest of the weekend, I guess. But Angie, are you ready for the question of the week?
Yes.
Well, take it away from there then.
All right, Spawn 3x5. Have you ever missed out on an item? This is a perfect question for me.
That's an easy one. Have you ever missed out on an item, Angie?
I'm sure.
Now, what have you missed out on?
I'm sure I
that
had
Power
FOMO
Ranger
on
collection.
Some clothing item
Some
or something
shoes.
that I was like, oh, it's $50. I'm pretty cheap when it comes to clothes. Probably because I buy too many. So I have to be smart.
Shoes, especially, is ridiculous.
Ooh, shoes. Yeah, definitely. There's been definitely shoes that I didn't buy because they were like $150, and I was like, ooh. And then they sold out.
Yeah, well, the question of the week was for me, not for you. So,
well, it does not say Kyle.
I know.
It does not say Kyle.
I know, but yes, I've missed out on many an item, and I've talked about it many a times in the Toy News and Weekly Purchases, where I've said, the new whatever went up for pre-order this week, and of course, I was in a meeting, so I missed out on it, and that seems to be the time I usually miss out on things. Hasbro Pulse or whatever, a new G.I. Joe, it'll be okay. The pre-order's going up at 11 a.m. today. And I space it off. I'm in a meeting or whatever during the work day. I don't know why they do them during the middle of the work day when people are working, shouldn't we? And I always say, do people even work anymore? These streets are too busy. Anybody working anymore? But I've missed out on many things. But in the grand scheme of things, pretty much everything out there, outside of a few things, you can always end up finding it later on eBay. It'll get restocked. It'll be at other retailers. Usually a pretty good chance for the most part you can get something. Now, if you miss out on something like, a 1 of 100 figure or something that's a lot rarer, might be a long time to find it in the future, but that's just the way it goes. But I miss out on stuff all the time. Pre-orders sold out.
I fumble some of those for you.
Oh, yeah, that's
true. If it's
true.
Target, I do it, and then sometimes I don't get to it by the time the pre-order
I
sells.
refuse to get the Target app on my phone, so Angie does. So whenever something goes for sale, like the new Legends release, I'll send her a text message. Hey, pre-order's up going, and order it. And then you won't read my text messages for like 3 hours later. I usually get within everybody's text message within a couple of minutes for the most part, unless I'm really busy. But Angie, it could be days. It could be weeks sometimes
don't feel
before
bad.
she responds back. So don't feel bad. Yeah, if she messages
if
you.
your friend requests me, it'll probably be 2 years.
It'll be 2 years, two decades probably until you get an answer back, if at all. And that's just the way she rolls. But yeah. I think that's the name of the game, and that's part of the fun. I hate when I miss out, but I also love to miss out because it's part of the highs and lows of action figure collecting. It's the part of highs and lows of life, and that's it. That is the question of the week this week, a fairly easy one, which is good because I'm half in the bag, apparently. I'm slurring my words. I can't talk. I'm tired. I'm just tired. I was up late last night, and I was up way too early this morning. Angie was getting ready, you're getting your makeup on and all that stuff, woke me up. You were fully nude, just walking around, of course, the room. Like, what are you doing? I don't know what's going on. I said,
you act like I don't do it every day.
Yeah, it's a day that ends in Y, of course. But I was just up way too early today.
I'm a nudist.
You are
Send
at the
me
end
to
of the
a
day.
colony, really.
At the end of the day, no doubt about it.
I need to grab something downstairs.
Yeah,
I'm dressed
you
to
don't
get
mind.
down there.
Oh, I gotta take the garbage out. Oh, you know what? I'll just wear what I'm wearing. Oh, nothing. Oh, who cares? Who cares? No big deal. No big deal.
That's why the neighbors love us.
That's right. You're the most favorite neighbor in the whole block. There's no doubt about it. So there it is. That is another week of question of the week. Sure.
Ugh.
Whatever. Oh, you're gonna have to.
Bow. I got a bow in.
She's got a bow in. Well, there you go. You're gonna have to drive. I think I'm gonna
Drunk.
I'm gonna blow
Nobody
heavy.
can even hear me.
I'm too drunk.
You're
Who
too
knows?
drunk.
Maybe. But there it is. That's question of the week. You want to be the question of the week? Put it in the comments down below.
There
And
you
now you
got
know what
it.
it's time for.
Got it.
It's the slowest ever weekly purchases. All right, time for the weekly purchases. And as I did say at the top, this could be the quickest, fastest round of weekly purchases we've ever had. One very short round this week is not a lot of stuff coming out here. And I'm not just going to buy stuff to buy stuff. That's never been my style. Not going to end up doing that. But we did have a few things come through the door this week. So we're going to dive into it. Let's see what all the fuss is about. And the first thing I did get was actually a gift this week. Got to give a special shout out to Kyle Campy, of course, one of my Patreon members. He sent me something pretty cool he did make, as he did 3D print this and give this to me here. It is Batman. How cool is this on a nice stand here? Batman, of course, Death Metal Edition Batman, Dark Metal, Death Metal. Yeah, I think that's what it was. But very, very cool. He sent me this. He painted it. He did all that stuff on his own. Very, very cool. It's amazing where 3D printing has come all these years. It'll just improve. And I think eventually it'll be like a CDR. Remember those back in the day? They were like $10,000 when they first came out. Then they dropped down to basically free with every computer. I think 3D printing will be like that. Cost will continue to drop, and I think it'll get more accessible and easier to use for the average Joe. And I do think there's going to be a day where you just go to Hasbro or Mattel and you buy the 3D print file and you do it yourself at your house. I think that day will come. Probably not in my collecting lifetime, but I think that will be the wave of the future. You also even put a little bit of the Kyle Peterson show on the underneath side there. So very, very cool. Of course, once again, plug in the podcast right there. So very, very cool. I appreciate that a whole lot. I told him that as well, but very cool to see that Batman statue. Perfect for my work desk, of course. But now, diving into a few other things this week, I did head over to jaystoysandgames.com, of course, one of their brick and mortar stores, and I did see this on the peg, and I said, sure, why not? Picked up this CM Punk this week, so part of that new Top Picks wave. Looking good. Of course, a rehash of a former Walmart exclusive, if I'm not mistaken. Picked that up over there, and I also picked up Tony the Tiger over there at Jay's, of course, available right now. I did already review this on the channel, so check out this video, of course, on the channel. Tony the Tiger, one of the all-time great mascots, as we do know. But we're not done. We did get a special order in the mail this week from DJC Collectibles. Shout out to DJC Collectibles. 8 off DJC, as you guys do know, is the code. Got Archangel right here, of course, looking good. The X-Force edition coming in hot this week, so I did get this one. A little Marvel Legend. It feels like it's been forever since we've unboxed Marvel Legends, which I guess we did do the Nemesis Build-A-Figure not too long ago. But cool to get this one through the door. Whoa, stop the clock. This very small haul got a little bit bigger by 2. Did have a late in the day delivery, so I figured I better break in. I'm going to review these tonight, actually. Get after them right away. It is Invisibility, easy for me to say, Skeletor right there. Translucent plastic, playing a lot of hits. And then I'm not just buzzing around anymore. I got Buzz Off. So Buzz Off ready to come. Part of the cartoon collection, Frosta, still to come, but I did get these two through the door. Late weekly purchase delivery. And I think that is it. We got one thing left. Yes, it's true. One thing left this week. What is it? Well, it is time for the Battle for Eternia. It is the brand new Masters Universe Origin style figure 4-pack here. Shipped out this week. Looking pretty darn cool right there. So we will unbox this on the channel as well. But man, not a lot going on this week in the weekly purchases, as I did say. It's a pretty quick week. Possibly the smallest weekly purchases we'll ever have. And if I have my crystal ball out, I got to think the next couple of weeks might be pretty slow as well. Not hearing of a lot of new stuff. There's a couple of those things from Ringside coming out, the Best of Ultimate Edition. You got that Jeff Hardy. There's still a few Holothon Turtles I'm on the hunt for, so maybe I'll come across those. But boy, besides that, it's few and far between. So it's going to be very interesting the next couple of weeks on weekly purchases. But look for these unboxings fairly soon, of course, on the channel. But that's it. That is the weekly purchases. What did you pick up this week? Anything fun out in your neck of the woods? Are you in the same boat as me? Not a lot of stuff you're looking for out there right now? Let me know in the comments down below. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channels. Of course, don't forget my other channel over there. We got videos every single day on Kyle Peterson 2.0. A lot of stuff going on over there every single day. Make sure you subscribe to both channels. Out, of course, YouTube channel memberships and the Patreon for even more content. Your best way to support the channel. My brand new book, Amazon, Barnes & Noble, or from me if you want to. It is The Complete Guide to the ECW Original San Francisco Toy Makers. Available right now. Podcast, talked about it a few times every single Tuesday, wherever audio podcasts are found. Video cast on YouTube or early for Patreon YouTube channel members. You can watch it right now if you want to. Sir Paul64 on the X, _Kyle_Peterson on Threads, Instagram, TikTok, and TheKylePetersonShow at gmail.com. For a very slow weekly purchases, I'm Kyle. See you guys all real soon.
Are we gonna dance or are we gonna play?